speak is fake. It has no slot for coins. It can take my money even if it wanted. It's just shallow styrofoam. But the machine inside this building, it eats our future every single day. We place this pig here to mock their greed, to shame them, to use it as a symbol, to point fingers at the parliament. We say, look at them, the greedy animals. But symbols are dangerous things. Sometimes you stare at them long enough and realize you don't only see the politicians. You see a reflection that represents me, you, our nation. Does the corruption start behind those heavy doors? Or does it start in our own living rooms? My name is Denisa Ivanova, first year at University of National and World Economy. And this is my citizen report. The picket force sparked protests about Budget 2026. They wanted to raise our taxes, our insurance, to pay for their bonuses. They call it a budget deficit, I call it theft. But it became something more. It continued as a spark against corruption. But here we are again. Our parents stood here in the 90s. Their parents before that fought against the regime. Every single generation since the fall of communism has fought for a true democratic republic. And yet, here we are again, still fighting the same ghost, corruption. What does this pig represent for you?
It represents the piggy bank of the greedy government officials that have been taking away the country's money to feed their own corrupt families and mafia.
Okay, do you think we're finally a European democracy or are we still stuck in the past?
Democracy in Bulgaria is kind of like a mirage. People think it's here, but nobody acts like that, nor does the actual democracy deliver what it's promised. So I would say we're way more European as a whole, yes, but democracy here is just getting started.
What does this pig represent for you?
It's an artistic political project, but I think it represents maybe a change in how we perceive protest culture. I think in the last few years, Bulgarian society has really been slacking off in participating in protests, and artivism is a really nice way to engage yourself in such a process. However, I think its very existence is purposely nebulous in a way. It just represents some sort of reactionary push against a specific budget without offering any relevant changes to it on its own, which I think is symbolic of how purposeless we are as a society. We don't have a specific direction that we want to move in.
And do you think in order to change something there, we first have to change the mindset we have, because we still have trauma from the previous generations that have fought a regime, communism. So do you think that we have to change our mindset first and then search for change there?
I think it can't be sliced into a chronological process. I think both things have to happen at the same time. There needs to be public consensus on what we ought to do, but we also need to have people that represent us honestly and do their duty not as a means to earn cash, but as a means to lead the people in a better social and economic direction. I think we need to move on from the past and realize a better social future without either romanticizing the authoritarian period nor disavowing any general left-wing economic policies.
Look, I study tourism. I know no one wants to visit a country known for corruption. In our classes, we learn how to sell Bulgaria to the world. But how can we sell a future when we're still paying for the past? We scream mafia every time millions from the budget disappear. Yet, we still try to skip our taxes, look for a backdoor, and admire the tariqat. We hate corruption when we aren't the ones benefiting from it. We demand a Swiss standard of living, yet we cling to a mentality that tries to cheat. We hate the corruption inside that building, But we are feeding it every time we choose the easy way. The writer Constantino wrote this book Baj Ганьо over a century ago. In it, he famously said, "We're Europeans, but not quite yet. The corruption in budget 2026 is just a symptom. The disease, it's in our mindset. It's in the small corners we cut. It's in our apathy. We often blame the state, forgetting that we are the state." It's undeniable that our nation carries a lot of trauma. Throughout the generations, we suffered wars, repression, years of being told that we have to keep our heads down. It's understandable that we are tired. But healing requires action. A democratic republic isn't given. It is built. We can't just change the government. We have to kill the Baj Ганьо mindset inside ourselves. We have to stop being victims and start being citizens. So here's the truth. A corruption-free country isn't something you just vote for. It's something you act out. It starts the moment you refuse to give a bribe, even when it's easier. You want the pigs out of the parliament? Then kill the pig inside of you. We are the change we're waiting for. Every honest action is a brick towards a better future. This pig is just styrofoam, but the change, that has to be real, and it's in our hands. Васил Левски said it best. Deeds are needed, not words.